Hello and welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog, welcome back to the car, welcome back to Cornwall, and welcome back to, it's the first part of winter, and it's kind of not that cold at the moment. It's about 10 degrees Celsius, it's grey, because that's just what the UK is like most of the time, and damp. Everything is damp. But we are a couple of days past Christmas, and if you're watching these videos as they go out, you might say to yourself, hang on a minute, there wasn't that many videos over Christmas. In fact, there were no videos over Christmas. What was going on? How are you? How is everything over on the British Isles? Those are excellent questions, and I'm glad you asked, for everyone who isn't actually part of the British Isles. So I was ill. Unexpectedly and very, very ill over the Christmas period. And you could probably still hear it in my voice. It kind of mutated and went other places. So let me explain. The place where I work, they give us some time off over the... Oh God, I can't believe that level crossing has got worse. So the place where I work gives us time off over the Christmas period. They give us about a week and a half off. And what I did is I got to the end of the year and I had some days that I needed to take as holiday. So I took a couple of extra days and I was like, yes, this is going to be brilliant. I can make a bunch of videos for Christmas week. I can start a bunch of series that I've wanted to do, because I'm kind of digging the indie titles. So there's a bunch of indie titles that I've got queued up, and I was kind of excited to do all of that, and I was also kind of excited to have the time to work on like the back end of the channel, all the things that I just haven't had time to work on, all the things that YouTube's like, hey, you know, you can become a partner now. You can do a bunch of extra stuff. You don't have to have the advertising, because I don't want the advertising. And they're like, you know, you can do more. And I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll use this time to do more. So I've been very careful not to get sick, like really careful not to get sick. I didn't want to go into the holiday period being the ill boy, because if you're the ill boy, then that's a waste of time, right? So at work, because that's the one place where you're most likely to pick something up. When I'm at work, I was opening doors with tissue paper so I didn't have to touch the handles, not touching my face, or eating before washing my hands, all that sort of stuff, like all the stuff you should do in order not to get sick. And that was fine. I was winning. I was succeeding in the mission, Operation Don't Get Sick as a Dog. And then on the very last day, which would have been, for me, would have been a Wednesday, because I had those 2 extra days off, was the office Christmas party. And I think everyone knows where this is going, or has been. So the office Christmas party happens once a year, and basically what happens is the work gives us some money. They give us some money for dinner. It's enough for a meal, pudding, and a drink. And if you want more drinks, then you have to buy them yourself, and that's fine, because I don't drink alcohol. So like a pint of cola and some dinner, and we were all in this room in this restaurant together with a wood burner. It was hotter than balls. It was so hot in the restaurant, but it was fine. The food was all right and everything. And then, you know, you get to the end of the evening, you bid everyone adieu and you move on, right? Cool. So the next day, I was at home, time off, didn't need to go into work, recorded Stranded Deep, and the day after that would have been Friday, and I recorded Stray Gods, the role-playing musical. Immediately after uploading Stray Gods, I don't feel very well. I'm just like, oh, Will Robinson, some shit's going down. So I literally stand up, flush, like I feel my face flush, grab a blanket, just lay down on the sofa, and I'm there for the next 2 days with a fever. I don't know what the temperature is, but it is hot, like unbelievably hot. So I just happened to have bought some orange soda just on a whim, and I ended up surviving on orange soda over that weekend, and cough meds, cold and flu meds. This is a dangerous junction. So I got cold and flu meds, and I'm desperately trying to like keep myself hydrated, keep my blood sugar up, and I'm like, this isn't a cold. This is not a cold. This is something worse. And it turned out it's flu, full-blown flu, because it didn't go away. It kept sort of like going and then coming and then going. And on top of that, food started tasting really bad. Like everything that I ate tasted like vinegar. And so you're trying to eat in order to keep your blood sugar up, but you don't want to eat. And on top of that, everything you do eat tastes terrible. So I'm like, oh, what's going on? Where did this come from? So I looked it up. Flu takes 2 days. It has an incubation period of 2 days. And I'm just like, oh, the office Christmas party was literally 2 days ago. So someone at the office Christmas party was coming down with flu and handed it out like a party favor to at least me. I don't know who else got it. Somebody else must have got it. So I've been going around this week just kind of like an old man, kind of like Ebenezer Scrooge before he got visited by 3 ghosts. Kind of like hobbling around, trying to keep myself energized, but really not succeeding. Yeah, it's been a real one. It's been a real one. Today is Friday, so today is like 8 days after I got initially started coming down with symptoms, and I'm feeling better. I'm feeling a lot better than I was, certainly. You can kind of hear it in my voice. There has been complications. One of the surprising complications was asthma. Asthma has come back in a way that I haven't had it since I was a child. So when I was a kid, I had asthma, and basically it wasn't pleasant. It kind of kicked my ass when I was a wee nipper. And I had different inhalers, and I had different medications and things. And eventually, when I became an adult, it kind of all calmed down to a point where all I did was carry Ventolin with me, the blue inhaler. And the blue inhaler is something that I carry like just for emergencies. So last Monday, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, unable to breathe, just kind of like hacking up, like really coughing, in a way that a human shouldn't. And I'm trying to take, I've been given a new inhaler which doesn't have the spray part in it. It's like they've taken the propellant out of the inhaler, so you shake it, you push down, it measures some powder out, and then you inhale the powder, which basically just gives you like a bukkake shot over the back of your throat of like dry dust, which is not something you want when you're desperately struggling to breathe. So yeah, between the flu and asthma, I've had a real week of it. A real week of it. So here's the thing. The games that I wanted to play, the games that I was gonna play this week, they haven't gone anywhere. I picked one up last week, installed it, it's ready to go. It's slightly different to what we normally do, but then again, it's also not different to what we normally do. It's kind of, it'll fit the channel. I'm kind of excited to do it. I'm kind of excited to do the smaller, this one's, I think it's a high school, like, teen drama style, but with musical elements in there. So I'm kind of excited to do that. There was another one which I'm not entirely sure I'm going to have time to do anymore. Actually, I can't remember the name of it. It was another one of the Swedish games where it's like a couple of children and they're in the forest, but I'm not sure I'm going to have time to do that one on top of everything else. So we're gonna carry on with some Stranded Deep. I'm probably going to do that, pick that up again tomorrow. Not sure what we're going to do, since we've been playing modded Stranded Deep, and we've been going through, like, I think all the mods that work are currently installed. So that's that's a fun one. So yeah, I just kind of lost an entire week to being incredibly sick. I kind of started to get better around Christmas Day. The day before Christmas, Christmas Eve, that was it. Christmas Eve, I was a ghost. I was pale. Dad came down from up country, which is something that doesn't happen a lot. It hasn't happened in many years. And basically, him and my sister kind of waved from the doorstep, but I was like completely pale and just like devoid of life. Christmas Day, I was a bit better. I wore a mask, so I've been wearing the old COVID masks to visit family, because here's the thing: if you think you're coming down with something, or if you think you have something, wear a mask. So Christmas Day, I kind of kept myself to myself. We did go over Mum's for Christmas dinner, but I kept myself to myself and wore a mask. We did end up playing some board games, which was nice. We played Azul, which is a tile game, because Mum likes family activities. Mum likes board games. So yeah, and I like board games, so it was good. It was good to have some of the family together, even if I wasn't feeling 100%, and just you know, very cautiously play some board games with Mum. And then yesterday was Boxing Day, so I ended up over at my other sister's house, where my dad was, doing a bit of tech support. I turned up, I was wearing a mask, and my nephew just stopped and stared at me. He's only a little, I think he's like 3 now. So I'm like, "Are you okay, buddy?" And he's like, "Yeah." "You're wearing a mask?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, nobody knew who I was until I put on the mask." So yeah, he was a bit cautious, but he kind of warmed up to the fact that his uncle was, you know, not fully well. I don't think I was infectious by that point, but I wasn't going to take any risks. And obviously, well, not obviously, Dad brought his computer down, and his computer's been using mechanical hard drives, so I switched out his mechanical Windows drive for an M.2 screwed onto the motherboard, cloned it, and you know, everything works a lot faster now. And then I gave him a SSD storage drive. So he's got more storage and everything's much faster. But you know, you do a bit of tech support for the family over Christmas. It's like a traditional. Sorry, my brain. If you can't tell, my brain really isn't up to much at the moment, which is why I haven't been able to record anything. I'm going to Asda. I'm going to throw away the food that I've got because I need sweet food, sweeter food. Hopefully they've got some stuff in there. So I'm going to get some soda. I don't normally drink soda, but and I need something, maybe some sweet tea. Yeah, I really didn't want to be doing this vlog. I didn't want to come back to vlogging by doing this, but you know what? It is what it is, and I just needed to explain that I've been away for a week and it was an impromptu thing. So thank you everyone who's been watching over the previous year. It's been good. It's been good. I'm glad to see the channel has been growing. The channel's been growing. Everything's been good. But yeah, no, thank you for being around. Thank you for bearing with me, especially over the last week, because that was completely out of the blue. And hopefully we'll be back to normal before long. I'll tell you what, I'll catch you next time.